Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you're here for the first time, my name is Victor Sanchez. If you'll be here second, third time, thank you guys for your supporting me and just joining me in this venture. For you guys who've been here for the first time, I've been building a house here in Mexico, Chapala Jalisco to be more exact. And I've been sharing you guys with my experiences, the good and the bad, the cost and the time that has to do with it. So what I have today basically is an update of the home build. There's two things that I did in the last 3 months, and I'll be sharing with you guys what those two things are. I'll give you guys the time and the cost of each one of them, and that way hopefully it'll help you. I'll also try to give you some information, at least on one of the projects. So one of the projects that I had going on in the last 3 months is basically the wrought iron work, the front of the house. So I'll be showing you guys the distance or the measurements, the time and the cost. So this is the main entrance here. The main entrance, as you can see it here, measures 5 meters. I'll put that in feet. If you see that gap, it's purposely done because we still don't have basically the road level. We do estimate that it's going to come up maybe 40 centimeters high once they have the stone and everything. So we're going to leave it like that and then adjust it if needed. So this is the front entry. That bottom flange is about 2 feet high, which is this one. It's steel, and then they actually put just these balls here. This is tubing, steel tubing. This is actually the square tubing. It has a lock on both sides. There's another one over here. I wanted it with the arch. And the way they mount it is that when we put these columns up, we had these installed from the very beginning. So what they do is just come in and weld them here, which is not a really nice welding, huh? But still, they weld them to the anchors that we put in. Should be here too. There's an anchor here. And there's an anchor in the bottom. So that kind of holds everything in place. It opens pretty good. And then these here are a little bit, about 2.5 meters wide. They're just, I wanted it simple. It's just tubing. But also, when we built these walls, we put anchors here, and then so they weld the anchors here. You can see still some of the weld marks after the paint and stuff like that. So these here, like I said, 2.5 meters, pretty much, and then pretty much even throughout the whole section. This would be the front entry. And this one's pretty much level. So why is this one lower than that one? It's because it's higher over there than here. So eventually it's going to be a grade into it. Basically you have a lock. So you can lock it, and then this is how you can lock on this side. So you have this main bar, then you have a bar here. So if you want to put an automatic door opener, it's actually going to be welded here on both sides, and then anchored. It's actually going to pull this way. Okay, and same way over here. So that's how it's going to actually open. Okay, so that's pretty much the update on the wrought iron. The cost of it was $3,500. It took them about a month to make it. Part of it was my fault because I made changes in the between. Second, they had a lot of work. I'm going to post my information. It'll be on your right side of hopefully the right side of your view. And they're in the town of San Nicolas. I think it was a very good price for what it is. So let's continue to the next one. So we built this wall over here. I'm sorry, the yard. We're working on that. That's going to be in another video. Everything that we're doing here. So I don't want to get too much into it because I would like you guys to stick around to see the next one. And plus, I would like to show you guys a before and after. But anyhow, this is the wall that we built. There's going to be some lights here, and then some electrical connections here, so we can run some more lights on the ground later on. It has the same top ledge as I do on the top of my home. So this wall measures a little bit over 15 feet long. Some of the complications we had to do with some of the work my neighbor had. So we have to compensate. An ideal word, you probably want them to pay, but it's not going to be like that. So we built some stairs here. There's going to be a gate eventually here. And then this will be a walkway. Okay, there's no plants or anything, just a walkway. So a couple of steps. But some of the complications that we had is that they made their houses so low. They're there, I don't want to really say anything. It's so low that we have to dig further down than normal and then place these vigas. So if you think about it, we're here, we're having to go way up high just to make sure that there's no leakage and damage to their wall in the future. So you got these steps here. Yeah, so some of the issues were actually caused by the neighbor. And I had a little problem with her because she was so mad that I didn't put nothing in there. Long story. Anyhow, this wall right here took 3 weeks. The hardest thing, or the most expensive thing about it was actually foundation. We had to go really deep in there. So we ended up spending like $750 just on the rock and cement for the foundation, which is really expensive because, and we still have some rock left here, but it was necessary. I'm not going to do it over there in that next section because I'm not going to put a lot of weight or dirt like I am here. So Lord willing, when I go to the next section, I'm not going to go that deep or that thick. It'll probably just be a simple wall, just to have a barrier. But that's why it was so expensive, and that's why it took so long. So it was $2,000 for the cost. It was a 3-week build, and only 2 people worked on it. Hey, check out this beautiful orchid that I bought. This orchid, this is not part of the orchid, okay? But it was already fused onto the wood. That's only $25. It's crazy. I think I was pricing them in the United States. They were like $200 already fused into the wood. So I don't even know what kind it is. There's 2 of them. I know that's not part of the build. Anyhow, guys, that's pretty much up with the update this time. So right now, I'm currently exactly at $120,000 to the T. I was at $114,500 on the last update. Now with $3,500 and $2,000, that's $5,500 that I spent in those 2 things. And so I'm exactly at 120. I know a lot of people ask me, is that including the lot? That means you're not watching the whole video. That is including the lot. The lot cost me $22,500. The rest has been on licensing fees, labor, materials, and stuff like that. So I do have a video out there, so you can check it out with all the price breakdown. Hey guys, I really appreciate you guys being part of my channel. Thank you very much. If this video was helpful, please give me a like. Helps the algorithm. Share it with your friends, and then also just be visiting me again. All right, so God bless you guys. Till next time, catch you later.